Hello everyone. First of all, I want to say that it's really a pleasure to be here at React Summit Remote Edition, and today I'm going to talk about SVGs to make your blog stand out. And my name is Elizabet Oliveira, and I'm a senior product designer working right now for Elastic. And Elastic, it's a really cool company. We all work distributed. I work from Lisbon, Portugal. I'm currently living in Lisbon, Portugal. I have colleagues from the United States, and I'm basically right now helping building the Elastic UI, our design system, and I'm also helping sometimes helping building Kibana, one of our products. And today I want to talk about, once again, about SVGs. I've been talking about SVGs before, and I've been in other editions of React Summit. But today, I want to tell you a little bit like how you can use SVGs inside your projects. Why? Because a lot of people, normally when they see my talks, they say, yo, SVGs are really cool. I wish I could use them inside my projects, inside my products. And you can use SVGs inside your projects and products. And today I want to show you just a few ideas of what you can do. So what is an SVG? An SVG is an XML-based vector image. This is basically the definition from Wikipedia. So it says that the format for two-dimensional graphics with support for interactivity and animation. So as you can see, when you have an SVG, basically an image, and you open the file, you will see all of this code. And this code, you actually can change the properties, fill, colors, all of these things. And it makes really great if you want to animate or to interact with the SVG. So I thought for this talk that a blog can be a very good example of how we can use SVGs. So I can give you like an example. Last month I started trying to update my blog, and I start researching a lot, and I wanted to use to build my new blog. I wanted to use Next.js. Also, I wanted to use Chakra UI. So I started researching a lot, and I found this blog from Noah, and Noah created this blog with Next.js and also with Chakra UI, and he made it open source. So I decided to, instead of starting from scratch, to fork Noah's project, Noah's blog, and then update and improve a little bit the design. So one thing that I noticed from Noah's blog, first of all, it's very just text. It doesn't have a lot of design. This is the blog part. So this is the first page, the home page, and then you have the blog. And I noticed that, okay, you have mostly text. You don't have too much of design. So I went to Noah's repo, and I saw, okay, I forked the project. And then Noah said that he took the inspiration from Lee Robinson. So I went to Lee Robinson's website, and this is his blog. And it's also very content-based, mostly just text. And I realized, okay, nowadays, most of developers' blogs are just text. And they don't have too much of design. Normally they have an icon to change the theme from dark to light or from light to dark. They don't have a logo, or they don't have some images. And so I thought, okay, yeah, that's okay. A blog should be content focused. So there's nothing wrong with these blogs. I know that the content is more important, but I think, and actually I'm a designer, so that's why probably I think this, that a good design can help your blog stand out. So I started thinking about that, and I thought, okay, so I'm going to fork Noah's blog, but how can I make it stand out a little bit? So I said, okay, I can use I can change a little bit the design, like put image and all of these things. But I can use SVGs for do that. And that's what I want to show you. So for what I'm going to do is basically show you how you can use like SVGs. And for this talk, we're going to transform the SVGs into JSX. In React, you can also import SVG as an image, and if you do that, you almost can't interact with the content inside the image. So what we want to do is to use the SVG inline. So we're going to transform into JSX. And this is actually really good because, first of all, if you transform the SVG as a React component, you transform the SVG into JSX, you can easily split the code in different parts. You can have an image that you split in different parts. It's perfect for animations and styling with CSS, and you can make use inside the SVG of the props, of the state, and event handlers like on click, on mouse leave, on mouse enter, on all of these event handlers. And the best thing is it's inline SVG, so you don't have like HTTP requests. So it's the same as using a normal React component. So right now, let's dig into some code examples. So if I go here, first of all, I want to show you how I split the project. So when I started from Noah's fork, you basically had all the components here, and I created like a new folder called SVGs. So inside this folder, I will have all my SVGs components. So it's like basically JSX React components, but inside these components, you have SVGs. So they live inside this folder called SVGs. Okay, components and SVGs. So first thing that I want to show you is how you can, first of all, you have like an image, and let's start like with the logo. First thing that I wanted to do from Noah's blog, so was to change the logo. So I created my own logo, and as you can see, I have like two different faces, one that is called the love struck and the other face that is called the happy face. So I feel like I want to animate this, and my idea was to interact with the logo. So when I hover the logo, I want to change the face from happy to love struck. So what I'm going to do is basically export this logo. I could copy paste, actually I could in Figma, I could copy as SVG, and then I use a lot of this tool from Jake. I could pass the markup, and as you could see, I would have like the SVG here. But I don't like to do this way because when I like to export the SVG, as you can see here, I prefer to export, and I'm going to export to my desktop. And the reason I'm exporting this way, it's because I want to include ID attributes. Okay, so I want to include ID attributes, so I'm going to my desktop, and I'm going to drop it, and now I have SVGs with IDs. As you can see in this option, I'm not cleaning the IDs. And the reason I'm doing this, the reason I want the IDs, is because then it's easier when I'm manipulating the SVG, when I'm trying to change properties and interact with the SVGs, it's easier to find the SVGs, so the IDs and all of these things. So what I do here is I copy, and then I paste it here. Actually, I should copy like this. And then I use this SVG to JSX. You can use other tools to convert the SVG into JSX. I prefer to do it manually because I can see what is happening, and I can optimize the way that I want. So now that I have this, I can copy. And now, okay, I have it here, my components. And let's say that I copy that and I would copy paste here. And now I want to show you, actually it's already here. And I want to show you how you can interact, and now you can create like interact like with SVG and create animations and all of this cool stuff. So first thing that I'm doing here is having like this event on mouse enter and on mouse leave, and I'm using the this hook use state to change to see when it's over. So by setting is over, I can use this variable is over just to check if the mouse is entering the SVG or if it's leaving the SVG. And this is like Sharker UI, and this is like the SVG. And now that I have like these events that I can check if it's over or not. So now what I want to do is, as you can see in my SVG, I'm going to change if it's over. I'm just showing that part that face love struck. There is like a group, and if I'm not overing, I want to show the face happy. So basically, if you see, that's the reason I exported the icon, the logo with the two faces. And now in my code, I just check, is it over? So if it's over, I just want to show the love struck. If it's not over, I'm going to show the happy face. Okay, so now let's see. Now this is how the blog looks like. So as you can see, if I over, now the face changes. Actually, the logo is not that big, but I think it's a small interaction that it makes your blog looking a little bit better. And you can actually, if you don't have like design skills, there are a lot of websites where you can use like open source SVGs. You have like Flat Icon, FreePic, and you can just download from there. So this is like the first interaction. And then the blog, you can change the light and dark theme. So if I change the dark and light theme, my logo is going to update the color. And the way I'm doing this is I have like this prop called text color. And from the parent component, I'm checking what is the theme, and I'm doing this like with Chakra. So in Chakra, I check what is the current theme. Is it light or is it dark? And then I update the text color according to the light or dark theme. So basically, that Milky Meal text, it updates the color to white if we are in dark theme, and to dark if we are in the light theme. So basically that's what this component does. And then the next components that I want to show you, it's this part. So for creating this part, I actually wanted to just to animate a little bit, not like, I didn't want to have like a lot of animation, but just to, change a little bit, like animate a little bit like the planets. And to do that, so I exported like the that illustration, and I'm going to show you. So I have here, it's called the home illustration, and for do this, I'm using React Spring. So one of the things actually that I'm also doing is you can change the theme here with this icon, but you can also interact with this illustration. And if you click this illustration, you can also update or change the current theme. So to do this, I have like two I'm using Chakra UI to see what is the current color mode, and then I have this toggle color mode. And with the toggle color mode, I have like a box from Chakra UI that I'm using like a button, and inside the button I have all the SVGs. And what I'm doing is on click, I just update the theme. And then I have two objects. One is the colors for the light theme, and other object is the colors for the dark theme. So what I do is I check if it's the light theme, and if it's the light theme, I update all the colors to use these colors of the light theme object, and if it's the dark theme, I update all the colors to use the colors dark from this object. And then the other thing that I do is I use the React Spring to create that interaction on over. So on over, the planets update a little bit. The computer seems a little bit slow because I'm just recording, and actually the animation is a little bit better. Then you can try by yourself. So I use the React Spring to do that. So basically what I'm doing there is just I'm using the translate 3D and updating the X and Y values according to the mouse movements. So you can try to do this also by yourself. It's really easy. Actually, there's a demo on the React Spring website. It's basically almost a copy-paste from there. So other things that you can add, like another SVG in your project, is this button. So I wanted to create like a different type of button so the block could stand out, as I said. And instead of using like a normal button, I wanted to use my own. So to do this, I have like this button. So basically, with Chakra UI, I have all of these button properties. And then that's my SVG where I'm not preserving the aspect ratio because I want the SVG to grow with the text. So I'm just passing as a prop the height that I want, and then the aspect ratio, the width, it goes to like 100%. And then I'm passing also the accent color is this color. I could also like update the color according to the theme. In this case, it works well. It works very well for the light and dark themes, so I don't need to update the color, but I could do the same as the text from the logo or has this illustration. The color could be updated according to the theme. And other thing that I'm doing here is these cards. And for these cards, the idea for these cards is when we are in the dark theme and we over the cards, I can see the shadow. It's very difficult. So I needed a way to make the cards stand out. So I thought, okay, if I have like, what if I put like an SVG here and on over, I update like the color. So that's what I did. And so I call the panel background, and the panel background is part of that card, and it's really easy. So I check if it's over, and the is over, it's coming from the parent. So I check is over. I have like a fill color and another color for when we're overing the card. And then for this one, I'm using again React Spring. So basically, what I'm doing here, if it's over, the overfill is the one that we see, and if you're not over, the animated path is just with the fill color. So it's also really easy. So when we over, you can see this effect. And the last component that I want to show you, this is actually using an SVG, but the last one that I want to show you is this component. And this it's what I call the love button. And the love button, for the love button, I'm actually using React Motion and Framer Motion. And I could use also React Spring, but for this one I decided to use Framer Motion, more like to show you that you can use the library that you feel more comfortable. And it's really easy to create this type of interactions with Framer Motion. So if I copy this and copy and search for motion. So basically, one of the things that I'm doing with Framer Motion is just almost like the styled components, motion.svg, and then while over, we scale a little bit. So whenever we're scaling a little bit, we also have the same interaction as the logo. So it checks if it's over or not, and the face changes. And then what we also do it here is we have a variant, and we animating. So every time we click, we update like the variant. So we go from 0 to 1, 2, 3, 4. So when we animate, we change the variant. So we go from the variant 0, variant 1, variant 2, 3, and 4. So basically, we're just translating the Y. And so it starts like empty in the 44 pixels. And then when we go to the first variant, that is the 44 pixel, and then we translate to 33, 22, 11, and 0, and it creates like this effect. So it's basically, there's a background that is going up, 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 up. And that's basically what I'm doing. So here we are again. And that's it. I just wanted to show you the things that you can do with SVGs to make your blog stand out a little bit. I'm going to share the code, and you can see the way that I'm doing the code. And you can also use this is like an open source project, and that's it. So that's basically the talk, and I hope you like the talk. And if you have questions, there's my Twitter. You can make any questions, and after that you can also after the talk you can also talk with me and do all your questions. And okay, that's it. Thank you once again, and I hope you enjoy it, and I hope now you have inspiration to make your blog with more design and more creative. And that's it. Thank you.